20. The Last Bullet. With thunderous roars, the massive crystal branches cross like the rigid limbs of the fallen giant, crashing down to shake the earth and send plumes of dense smoke skyward. As the final explosives detonate, the heaven-spanning golden oak disintegrates, and rays of sunlight break through the shattered dome, shining down upon you. The last tremors shake every fiber of your being. After wave upon wave of combat, your body has reached its breaking point, with blood seeping steadily from your mouth, nostrils, and ears. Did we succeed? Cascading sunlight illuminates the darkness. Crimson motes burst through the air like dancing cottonwood seeds. As the thick smoke gradually dissipates, the main trunk of the golden oak remains standing despite being covered in cracks, continuing to exhale the red mist. What? Oh, come on. With a piercing shriek, the metal colossus lunges from the mist. Though you instinctively dodged, its iron claws still managed to strike your chest, the impact hurling you against the wall. You catch a meters-long trail across the ground before slamming to a stone wall. Excruciating pain rushed through you, accompanied by a sickening crunch of breaking bones. Oh my god! What? Blood mist crossed your vision as the crimson cows then glittered in the sunlight like a ferocious beast bathed in blood and fire. The creature raises its claw high and launches itself in the air, before diving toward you like a streaking blur of cold steel from above. You pull the trigger, and spinning projectile launches forward. Oil gushes from the creature's shattered eye socket, raining down on your face like hot, scalding blood. Ew. Its iron claws pierce the wall above you and swing down as it falls, carving a meters-long gash before burying itself in your shoulder, shredding flesh and scrubbing against your shoulder blade. Armor plates on your palms are on the verge of breaking, sending a numbing pain through your hands. Even the slightest movement feels as if rusty blades are twisting inside your wound, as blood continues to pump out. Blood sprays outward as overwhelming pain nearly claims your consciousness. Time seems to stretch infinitely, so much that you can hear the sickening sound of tendons scraping against the metal blade. Finally, as the iron claws drop to the ground, your knees buckle beneath you and slam against the floor. As the smoke gradually dissipates, countless chilling stares emerge from within like vultures sizing at their prey. As I destroy the golden oak, blood foam clogs your nose and mouth. It feels like thousands of razor's wires are wrapped around your muscles, and the slightest movement threatens to shred your organs to bloody pulp. But with the situation so dire, worrying about your own safety is a luxury you cannot afford. Oh my god! Scalding liquid surges up from your stomach, erupting with blood as you cough violently. Get up! You grit your teeth and clutch your fists as your shattered bones emit a spine-chilling crunch. The sound of blood seems to have agitated the enemies, stirring out their predatory instincts. They paw at the ground impatiently, preparing to pounce. Get up! In crumbling ruins, your battered body slowly rises. I have to destroy the golden oak! You barely manage one step before your torn tendons give way, sending your entire body pitching forward toward the ground. Careful. Just then, a warm force catches your falling body. Huh? You should watch your step, Kelly. Margaret? You look out to see a familiar girl holding your hand, smiling warmly. Margaret? In your dazed state, you seem to see more shadowy figures emerge slowly from the mist, taking their places beside you. Some carry weapons, others wear hard heads. Though their faces remain unclear, there's something practically familiar about them. They don't work as the soldiers who rest internally in this place. More and more of these phantoms materialize, forming a massive wall of fog that blocks the forming threatened relentless assault. Phew! Why are you all here? People can see what they yearn for in the mist. So can this land. Your foot steadies your body as a cool breeze passes through, making her silver hair gently sway in the sunlight. Kartaki was calling to us, so we came. Kartaki was calling? Or should I say, it was you, Navadia, and all those countless brave and kind souls whom you didn't get to meet. She tossed her head, guiding your gaze toward the phantoms, valiantly holding back the corrupted. The redness can awake your fear, but it can also ignite light and hope, just like what we're witnessing now. Strangely, the mark for it before you seems far more mature and level-headed than you remember. What must I do to end this catastrophe? She raises her other hand, pointing toward the crumbling golden tree trunk at the center. As for my body slumbers, the heart of the golden oak. Only by destroying it and extracting the seed ring can you stop the redness from spreading further. But we're out of explosives. Even the brightest light struggles to pierce such thick storm clouds on its own. Marcus squeezes her hand. In that hazy moment, the pain in her palm seems to gradually fade away. Oh look, they've come. She gazes at the hazy figures bowing at the corrupted. Her voice soft as she explains what seems like the most obvious truth in the world. A spark will draw more sparks. Courage will inspire courage. This is how we've always preserved. Generation after generation, carrying the torch. Haven't you made it this far precisely because you were never truly alone? Yes. With a gentle smile, she lifts her head to keep with the back, as her sky falls. Possibly the near, the volume, the white sky quickly. Listen, the wind is raging. Garrett turns to propel a fighter jet like a whispered giant hand as it dives through the redness. The blocker mounted beside the basketball generates a transparent barrier that perfectly inhibited the entire aircraft, slashing through the dense fog like a frozen carpet pathway. Next to the blocker are several letters sticky messages like, "Fly on! You're the last bullet for home!" And "Go Cam!" Roughly left behind by former convicts. A little faster! Looking through the steering camera for one, the group of soldiers approached the floor, fighting with a pressing of the clouds and hurls at full speed toward the golden oak ahead. Come on, you monster! The moment the tree trunk enters her fighting range, Vegeta slams her thumb down on the trigger, pressing it with all her might. High caliber cannons on both wings spit tongues of flame in unison, unleashing a torrential rain of incendiary rounds that instantly ignite the exposed outer shell of a massive tree. Almost simultaneously, a red flare launches from the ground, accompanied by a sharp crack, piercing directly into the crumbled structure at the base of the tree roots. Chichiko's instantly figures out that it is almost certainly a single note from Nirvana and the Grey Raven commandant. She aims the control stick and dives toward the flare position, unleashing a ferocious barrage. The incendiary rounds trace a web of light through the air, repeatedly lashing against the tree's weak points, shells seizing pour like rain, shattering the earth alongside fragments of the crumbling, dying trunk. As the golden oak's outer shell fractures piece by piece, the golden glow at each impact point intensifies the blinding, dogma-like brilliance, continuously spewing crystalline fragments. Massive section of golden bird tears away violently, revealing the even more scorching, bright orange internal structure beneath. It's collapsing! Mama, run and we'll break through! Pull up, then push down. Chichiko guides her aircraft in a half-circle loop, positioning for one final dive to completely destroy the area marked by the flare. Die! The next instant, the oak's gnarled branches suddenly burst apart, hung through the air like tentacles as they lashed toward the aircraft. Oh my gosh! Rapid maneuvers barely begin before a screech of torn metal fills the cockpit. Head slams hard against the canopy as the tired jet lurches to the lower left, rolling like it's been struck by a giant hammer. The overheat warning light for the left engine flares, flashes as the hydraulic pressure gauge plummets to the red zone. In that moment, like a racehorse with severed tendons, jet's responses become sluggish and powerless. As she spins, Chichiko catches a glimpse of debris piercing the base of the wing, right where the ammunition compartment is located. Come on, pull up! Blood streams out over Chichiko's left eye as she grits her teeth through the violent turbulence and pulls the control stick back with all her strength, barely retaining the aircraft's balance. Suddenly, another deafening crack splits the air as massive roots launch skyward, tearing through dense smoke and launching toward the fighter jet. Chichiko's pupils constrict as the icy dread seizes her heart. There's no escaping this time. Right then, an entirely different sound, one as deep, oppressive and howling, goes louder as it approaches, cutting through the battlefield's cacophony. Between a descending giant branch and her aircraft, massive firebolt erupts with devastating force, spilling smoke and destructive shockwaves. The tearly shells raining from above strike the dead center, turning the golden branches into countless fragments with a deafening blast that propels Chichiko's aircraft away from danger. What the? Stunned, Jacob looks back to trace the chill's trajectory across the battle-torn sky. Beyond the misty ruins where it originated, the river bathed those ancestral Homo Cretaceans. But the wide, raging river, Spartacus had broken free from his chains, advancing at full space toward his land in its final battle. Across the rust-muddled deck, shouts and work shanties intertwined, rising and falling in rhythmic waves. Player 1, power up to 70%. Can you hold it together? This heat is enough to cook us alive. Just keep her moving forward. We got things under control down here. Oh? Oh my god, that soundtrack. Oh my gosh. Warped by the heat waves, the voice through the speaking tube instantly ignites word storm spreads cries across the vessel like sparks thrown into hot oil. Engine room! Status on the main shaft. It's still turning. We're cooling it down as best we can. The old girl's breathing hard, but she's holding it together just like us. Suddenly, a pipe near the stern lets out a piercing streak as high pressure steam erupts and instantly goes to the entire section. My god! The pipe on port side is blown. We got burned victims. Sew it off. Use wet sacks. Soak them through. We need help here. Put your backs into it. Without a moment's hesitation, several figures shout and touch the middle of the street. The press soaked away, countless, using their own bodies against the warm street, but clearly fighting to protect them. The scene reflects against superheated metal thrown up by the crew's defiant roars. The stench of burning skin fills the air. Yet somehow, these mortal bodies manage to suppress the screaming steam. The main steam valve! It's moving! It's giving way! With the crack of metal breaking, the massive wheel finally used to the crew's flesh and blood. Pathways clear! Paths flowing to the main canyons! Main battery crew! Battle stations! Target remains unchanged. Bearing 270! Commander Lee's orders pound like war drums in every heart aboard. Copy! High explosive incendiary routes in position. Ready to load! Breach chamber! Don't load it successfully. Manual lock is secure. I dropped it in position. We'll handle recoil from the broadside. The colossal cage turned with thunderous clanks, and its commander Lee gripped the railing with clenched fists, listened to the roar of the steel beast awakening beneath him in a symphony orchestrated by mere mortals. Resident clash of steel announces the main battery is locked in position. In his final moment, he raises his arm with great resolve, turning countless defiant gazes toward the massive tree looming beneath the heavens. Spartacus? Fire! The naval guns with earth-shattering force, making the entire sky tremble and wail in English. Amid earth-shattering tremors, the burning colossal branches collapse and wither like an avalanche, dragging down countless interconnected layers of bark that peel away and plummet with a deafening crash. Rotor blades cut through the mist as incendiary bombs hail through the air, raining down in relentless waves upon the marked position. Damaged fuselage groans in protest as Jadika shouts, slamming the button and sending her aircraft into a deep dive. Layer upon layer, a tree bark rots away under the barrage of bullets, with countless beams of light bursting through the cracks, blazing with blinding intensity. Almost there! Just a little more! In the next instant, the gunfire abruptly ceases. The flames extinguish. Jadika freezes in disbelief. Instinctively checking her dashboard, she sees the ammunition counterattack at 29. Locking place as if well shut. No matter how many times she pulls the trigger, nothing happens. Moves. She glances out the window. Her suspicion is confirmed. The earlier attack has damaged her wing, causing the ammunition feed to jam. The engine wails in desperation as howling wind rushes through the cracks, while Jadika shouts and slams her fist against the dashboard where every indicator blazes crimson. The fading power cannot support another climb. The entire jet pumps toward the ground like a bird with broken wings, about to go out of control. Suddenly, Jadika notices the note presses beneath her fist. Fly on! You're the last boy ever home. Why am I always the one with rotten luck? She brushes a strand of hair from her face, smiling wryly. Gravity tears at every nerve in her body. Her gaze pierces through layers of clouds toward the home she has never abandoned. In her daze, Jadika seems to return to the starry night when her friends called for her. She stepped aside, turning her head to gaze at the distant horizon. For her eyes, countless tiny lights like a firefly's trailed brilliant flames, rushing like moths to a flame toward the fallen stars with unwavering resolve. Only in this moment does she suddenly recall that on some distant summer night, She too has once reached out to touch the boundless river stars. Danny, higher! Lift me higher! Oh my, Daddy's right on his tippy toes. Still can't reach them? The stars are too far away. I can't catch them. Looks like Daddy isn't tall enough either. Maybe you can go pick the stars yourself when you grow up? Stars! I want to be a pilot just like you. And I'll catch a whole basket full of stars to keep at home. Put it on Mommy's head and share with all the other kids. Will all the stars have run away when I grow up? They won't run away, Dajika. Mommy and Daddy have seen it with their own eyes. Through wind and rain, through winter's chill and summer's heat. Wherever you look, the stars will be there. And so will Mommy and Daddy. Yay! Daddy needs to grow up super fast so I can pick the stars. Together with you both. Dajika murmurs to herself. Years of painful youth has already almost made her forget that what she once made such a promise while gazing at the very same sky. Joseph resisted when her heart desires most. Back then, it was a warm embrace. Now, it is that home she both loves and hates. Bullets never lie. After such a long, painful journey, she finally strips away all pretenses before where it floods the bleeding wound in her heart. You two truly were the worst parents in the world. I love watching you pick stars. 200 meters. One. No! Kirill always does this every chapter. Irvatia, you've always liked to play hero all by yourself. She touches the bracelet on her wrist. This time, it's my turn. 100 meters. 7 meters. At her last ounce of strength, she takes the rocking fuselage, aiming the nose toward her nearly destroyed trunk. Watch! Whatever you can accomplish, I can do just as well. I can do even better than you ever did. She cuts the control stick forward, sending the fighter jet straight through the smoke into the collapsing inferno. I don't want to do this anymore. Wasn't that punching virus monsters? Dajika nearly snaps the control stick as she fixes her white eyes on the signal flares flame and begins to scream. This is the planet you've ravaged. These are the people you tried to exterminate, but could never wipe out. And this is our last bullet. The cold wind whistles in her ears as thick smoke and descended blood nearly blind her, leaving only darkness in her vision. Gravity vanishes, in a seemingly eternal yet infinitely brief moment that is beyond her control. Time turns thick and sluggish. Dajika falls with her head tilted back, breathing sky so deep and dark it resembles the world's in starry night. This is the end. In her final moments, an overwhelming sense of attachment floods through her heart as countless faces flash before her eyes. But they bring neither worry nor sorrow. Instead, more ripples gently through her heart. Goodbye. She smiles with joy and pride as she slowly closes her eyes. Suddenly, a dull impact strikes her back, with force far gentler than expected, nothing like the devastating crash she has anticipated. A hurtful force begins to gather from all directions, pressing against her back, gradually lifting what should have been her shattered body. What is this? She looks down. Countless transparent, luminescent hands layer upon one another, forming a spiraling stairway that stops her descent. Some are strong and powerful, covered in scars. Others are coated in ash, slender yet resolute. They belong to countless workers, farmers, soldiers. They come from countless souls that once lived brilliantly, for all who sacrificed themselves to save others. Stand up and carry our story into tomorrow. Your fight isn't over yet. We'll support you. Onward! Onward! In her final moments, the mist gradually disperses as countless golden arms come rich from within, seeming to take on a life on their own, continuously lifting Dajika's falling body to find death itself. The noble souls resting here have reached across countless dimensions of time and space, raising their hands one final time to hold up the sky for their children. Even as they shatter and fade, they stand unwavering, manifesting their lingering attachment and sacrificing themselves to snatch the starlight of life from death's very grasp. Even history repeats a million times, they will make the same choice again, marching against the tide of this era suffering a million times over. For they have once witnessed that radiant golden age with their own eyes. They would hold fast to their belief that even though today's world lies in ruins, they can triumph over time and endure the ideal, miraculous world as long as a single breath of life remains. It's precisely because they cherish life and understand its greatness that they willingly sacrifice their own lives and happiness for the hope and well-being of others. And they, the countless, innumerable they throughout history, are simply ordinary people who purely earnestly loved life. Under the ancient, dazzling river of stars, no matter how painful and long the night, there will always be flames to determine the crash against the darkness, igniting miracles. Now, the spark has been passed on. Time for the children to ignite new flames. Dejinka! Familiar voice calls out beside her. Here, Jinka suddenly snaps back to reality, instinctively reaching toward the source of sound. Someone has caught her falling body. You've done well, Dejinka. Dejinka looks up, at the edge of the pit, equally grip her arms. Kelly, what are you doing here? I couldn't destroy this tree on my own. Someone guided me here to help you. Someone? The familiar smiling face flickers briefly beside you before retreating into the swirling mist, slowly dissipating. Kelly, Dejinka, go on ahead. We'll take care of things here. Nervatia, she needs your help. Oh my god, that was... Oh my god, this start was... Oh my god.